The end of Shohei Ohtani as a pitcher feels inevitable. Recovering from 2 major UCL surgeries is nearly impossible to come back from at full strength. Before even making his second return to the mound in 2025, he's already preparing for a third operation down the road. Unfortunately, Ohtani's body may not be able to handle the demands of a two-way career much longer. Even with his unparalleled skills, the wear and tear on his arm might force him to walk away from pitching altogether. There's no guarantee he can regain form from another Tommy John surgery, but if anyone has the drive to defy the odds, it's Ohtani. As always, if you enjoy, please leave a like and consider subscribing. As a rookie in 2018, Shohei took the league by storm, batting .285 with 22 home runs, 61 RBIs, and a .151 OPS plus in 104 games as a designated hitter. On the mound, he made just 10 starts before suffering a UCL tear and initially attempted to delay surgery with platelet-rich plasma and stem cell injections. In September, doctors recommended reconstruction, but cleared him to keep hitting. The reason he was able to is because swinging a bat doesn't put the same extreme stress on the elbow as pitching does. Remarkably, a few hours after the news broke, Ohtani went out and homered twice, stole a base, and notched 4 hits, leading the Angels to a 9-3 victory. By season's end, he was named Rookie of the Year and underwent Tommy John surgery, a procedure with a 12 to 18-month recovery window that demands an exhaustive rehabilitation regimen. Fortunately, the operation has about a 90% success rate, meaning most players return at their previous level. Ohtani continued to DH in 2019, batting .286 in 106 games. Heading into 2020, he was gearing up for his return to the mound, but the pandemic delayed the season and shortened it to just 60 games. When he finally did pitch, it was disastrous. His diminished velocity was evident as he failed to record an out in his first start, allowing 3 hits, 3 walks, and 5 earned runs. In his second outing, he lasted just 1 2/3 innings before being shut down again. Imaging revealed a strain of the flexor pronator mass, which helps control velocity and stabilize the elbow. A strain or tear in this area significantly increases the risk of another UCL injury. The Angels weren't willing to push it, and he was once again relegated to a DH-only role. At the plate, he struggled, batting just .190 in 44 games. Then came 2021, when Shohei Ohtani delivered a season unlike anything baseball had ever seen. 46 home runs, 100 RBIs, 26 stolen bases, a 3.18 ERA, 156 strikeouts, and a unanimous MVP. After 2 full seasons, his arm had finally recovered, and the result was historic. Ohtani's ability to throw 100-mile-per-hour fastballs and generate 115-mile-per-hour exit velocities captured the baseball world's attention. On May 11th against the Astros, he pitched 7 innings of 1-run ball and then played right field, becoming just the 3rd player in the modern era to strike out 10 batters and then play another position in the field. At the All-Star game, he was the starting pitcher and leadoff hitter in the American League's 5-2 victory. On August 18th, he pitched 8 innings and allowed 1 run against the Tigers, while also hitting a home run, becoming the first AL pitcher in the DH era to do both in the same game. He finished the season with a standout 7-inning, 10-strikeout performance against the Mariners. In 2022, he became the first player to qualify as both a pitcher and hitter in a single season, racking up 219 strikeouts, a 2.33 ERA, and 11.9 strikeouts per 9 innings, while slugging 34 home runs. No one had ever recorded 10-plus wins and 30-plus homers in the same year, until Ohtani. Over a 6-game stretch from June 9th to July 13th, he went 6-0 with a .45 ERA and 58 strikeouts, while also hitting 8 home runs with a .997 OPS. On May 5th, he induced 29 swings and misses against Boston, a feat no other pitcher matched that season. Then, on September 29th, he carried a no-hitter into the 8th inning against Oakland, allowing just 2 hits, 1 walk, and striking out 10, all while picking up 2 hits and an RBI. Fun fact, I was there. Hands down, the greatest individual performance I've ever witnessed. On the hitting side, Ohtani drove in 8 runs in a game against the Royals. He also led the majors in home to first time, averaging 4.09 seconds. Selected as an All-Star both as a pitcher and position player for the 2nd straight year, Shohei capped off the season with a 4th-place finish in Cy Young voting and was the runner-up in MVP voting. In 2023, he led Team Japan to win a memorable World Baseball Classic, where he struck out his then-teammate Mike Trout to clinch the title. In the regular season, Ohtani launched an AL-best 44 home runs in just 135 games, with a career-high .412 on-base percentage, securing his 2nd unanimous MVP in 3 years. On the mound, he wasn't quite as dominant, but still registered a 3.14 ERA and held opponents to a 184 batting average in 23 starts. He was once again an All-Star as a pitcher and a position player, finishing finishing the season with an MLB best 9.9 WAR. Shohei reached the 40-homer threshold for the second time and ranked among the top AL players in multiple offensive categories, including total bases, extra base hits, and slugging percentage. Ohtani twirled his first career complete game and shutout in July, part of a stretch spanning 20 2/3 consecutive innings without allowing an earned run. Then came the crushing news, another UCL tear in August, all but guaranteeing another lengthy recovery timetable. It's well known that pitchers undergoing a second Tommy John surgery rarely return to peak form. The data is bleak. Most lose velocity, command, and durability. Some never recover at all. One of the few exceptions is Nathan Eovaldi. After his second Tommy John surgery, he became a dependable MLB starter and one of the game's better postseason pitchers. Before his second surgery from 2011 to 2016, he had a 4.21 ERA and 6.6 strikeouts per 9 innings. From 2020 to 2024, he posted a 3.75 ERA and 8.9 strikeouts per 9 innings. In 2016, his fastball averaged 97.8 miles per hour, but by 2018, his first year post-op, it had dipped slightly to 97.2. In 2024, it sat at 95.4 miles per hour. While his recovery is extraordinary, his case is an outlier, not the norm. Some of the most notable examples of unsuccessful comebacks include José Rijo, Steve Ontiveros, Josh Johnson, and Kris Medlen. José Rijo missed 5 full seasons after his second procedure and ultimately made just 44 appearances, including 9 starts, with a 4.60 ERA. In his prime, from 1988 to 1994, he compiled a 2.63 ERA, receiving a top 5 Cy Young finish twice. Steve Ontiveros, who won an ERA title in 1994, missed nearly 5 seasons and made only 3 appearances in his return, with underwhelming results. Josh Johnson won an ERA title in 2010 and was one of the game's best pitchers before facing his second Tommy John surgery, and at age 30, never pitched again in the majors. Kris Medlen in 2012 was electric in 50 games, 12 starts, boasting a 10-1 record and a 1.57 ERA. He followed up with a complete season as a starter, posting a 3.11 ERA in nearly 200 innings of work. Unfortunately, he went under the knife in 2014, and upon returning a year later, never found the same success, pitching to the tune of a 5.61 ERA in 22 games before fading out of baseball entirely after his age 32 season in 2018. But if there's anything we know about Shohei Ohtani, his talent and abilities are far from the ordinary. In the offseason, he underwent his second Tommy John surgery. He signed with the Dodgers on a mind-boggling 10-year, $700 million contract, which was the most lucrative for any professional athlete at the time. In 2024, he took his game to the next level at the plate. His Baseball Savant page looks like something out of a video game. He secured his 3rd unanimous MVP award while rehabbing from elbow surgery, an almost unimaginable feat. Ohtani shattered expectations in his first year with the Dodgers, becoming the founding member of the 50-50 club with 54 homers and 59 stolen bases. He led the NL in multiple offensive categories, including WAR, runs, homers, RBIs, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS, and OPS+. His September surge featured a blistering stretch, including a 12-game hitting streak where he went 29 for 53 with 7 homers, 22 RBIs, and 11 stolen bases, all while maintaining exceptional plate discipline. The climax was undoubtedly his game against the Marlins on September 19th, when he put together what can only be described as arguably the greatest single-game performance in the game's history. Ohtani not only reached the 50-50 club, but went a perfect 6 for 6, blasting 3 homers, driving in 10 runs, and stealing 2 bases. His efforts propelled the Dodgers to an NL West title. In his first postseason, LA went all the way, beating the Yankees in the World Series to net Ohtani his first ring. For Shohei, the threat of a 3rd Tommy John surgery is real. While a second is a death sentence for most pitchers, a 3rd is almost unheard of. If he can no longer pitch, what then? Would the Dodgers consider making him a full-time outfielder? Or, if he's determined to pitch in some capacity, could transitioning to a late-inning reliever, perhaps even closer, be the solution, where he might not need to sustain the same level of endurance over long outings? Given that Ohtani has shown a higher ceiling as a hitter thus far, his 50-50 season in 2024 stands as evidence. It might make more sense to leave pitching behind and allow him to chase milestones that could slip away if he continues clinging to two-way status. By no means am I rooting against him. If he makes a full recovery and proves me wrong, I'll gladly accept that fate. But if not, there should be a backup plan in place in case things go awry. Ohtani himself understands the gravity of the situation, acknowledging the reality of a 3rd surgery with the same level of calm and focus that has always defined his approach. He's not in denial. He knows what's coming. Whether it's a miraculous comeback or a full-time move to hitting, Ohtani's not backing down. Whatever the challenge, the show will go on. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.